My name is Zarina Liew. I'm a freelance fashion illustrator. My website is www.cobaltcafe.co.uk, and you can also find me on Twitter and Facebook under Cobalt Cafe as well.
You've had a very interesting career so far because you gave up a job in the city to become an illustrator. What was your job in the city, and what prompted the move, and how did you make that move?
Well, I worked for about 3-4 years in marketing, and it was a really fast-paced sort of job. I mean, it was very much kind of climb up the career ladder, work really hard. I never actually thought about doing art, and then I just started to feel really depressed, I suppose. Like, really, I just felt that something was missing. I was just living this London life and having all the money that I needed and, you know, going out and having fun. All I know is that I want to draw, but I don't really know, like, what I'm supposed to do. You know, I had no idea about, you know, the sort of art culture in London at all. It was all just corporate. And then a friend of mine sort of said to me, you know, there's a funny website online, actually, you might know it, it's arthole.co.uk. And they said, why don't you just put some of the sketches that you've put online on there? Like, literally a week later, like, BBC Worldwide contacted me and they said, can you draw for some of our magazines? And I was like, okay. I started to think, okay, maybe there's a life beyond my life here. Like, maybe I just can't do this. So after umming and ahhing for about 2 months, I just handed my resignation in. And I just thought, I don't want this. Like, goodbye. So I just packed up and, like, left, basically. Gosh, that's probably about four years ago now.
Since then, what have you done to, like, you know, grow your career and become an artist?
I mean, the first step, I think, was to sort of find out what other artists were doing in, like, the area. And I think I literally just went to a lot of, like, small shows. I mean, there's so much stuff happening around sort of East London and the Shoreditch area. And, like, slowly I'd met illustrators like me who were just really happy to sort of look after me, and they really helped me. I think some of my close friends who are illustrators, if it wasn't for them, I probably would just be lost. I wouldn't know what to do.
How has all of the stuff you've done with Amelia's magazine helped to sort of further your career or develop you as an artist?
I think it's really helped substantially because doing the work that I did for Amelia's magazine really cemented, like, my goal to actually go, right, I actually want to do fashion illustration. Someone, you know, like Amelia and Matt, your fashion, you know, editor, sees something in my work and sees I have a potential. And I think for that, it's really boosted my confidence. You know, I feel now that I can say, you know, I do fashion illustration. I also do comic art. It's kind of fueled my sort of ambition to, like, work more on it and actually do it as something, you know, on a regular basis now rather than just sort of dabbling into it.
Could you talk a bit more actually about the collaboration with Beautiful Soul? Because that all started when you started producing work for this book, and you know, sort of all happened before the book got made. So could you tell me a bit about how that all worked and what you did?
You had a list of, like, possible like ethical designers, and actually I'd been following Beautiful Soul for a while, and I thought I would really love to, like, illustrate her work. And I thought, if I'm going to do it, I might as well just contact her and say, hey, you know, this is really great. You've been listed for a possibility in Amelia's magazine, and I really want to draw your pieces, so, you know, what do you think, kind of thing. And she sort of felt that it was really quite complimentary for, like, Beautiful Soul. So even before I had sort of submitted, she wanted to marry sort of my illustrations with live sort of motion at the same time. And then I sort of collaborated by sort of saying, okay, how about this sort of idea? You know, I can do stop motion. A second in film is like 10 frames. So I'd literally have to, like, put my brush down and draw something, wait for the camera to take a photo of it, continue drawing a tiny bit, wait for the camera to take a photo of it. And you can imagine doing this like 600 times.
Have you managed to make a career out of illustration then? Has it been possible to develop it to the point now where you are able to earn an income?
I work 3 days a week in a fashion company. I'm working on sort of commissions, and I think they do come. I think you have to be patient. I mean, I've been doing some things for, like, bloggers, some magazines, and I've been contacted by a few retailers to try and do something next year. So I think that the work does come, but you have to be patient. I'm continually contacting people all the time, you know, showing them my work, sending out postcards, and I think that does work. You really just have to push. I remember reading an interview by quite a well-known British illustrator. I can't remember his name now, but he said that 90% of his job is contacting people you meet at events that may need like something done, or people that you meet through Twitter or like Facebook, that may need something done. And it's just been in the forefront of people's minds all the time. But I don't think it's impossible to do this full time. Hopefully I might get to that position, fingers crossed.